Merritt has been changed into a vampire against her will. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dealey's book series. I'm Kristina, Kristina. And please hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Let me know on a good job. I need all the support I can get. While I'm waiting for one of my other books to come, I started the Chicagoland Vampires. There's 13 books in this series. This is book 1. Chloe Neill, Some Girls Bite. It's the Chicagoland vampire novels. And Merritt was attacked on campus by some rogue vampires. She had a good career as a teacher's assistant, and she was working her way. She was doing her dissertation. She was going through college for her thing. So anyway, she's attacked, and she's bitten. Her neck is ravaged, and Ethan comes along and saves her. And because she has been turned into a vampire, and vampires are public knowledge in this particular series world, and Merritt lives with her best friend Mallory, and we'll get to that in a minute. Merritt comes from a very, very rich, very, very established family, and her father thinks he's the be-all to end-all, and when she goes to see him, he practically disowns her because she's no longer human. She doesn't meet up to his standards. But Mallory goes to her grandfather, on the other hand, and her grandfather openly accepts her. I mean, and apparently he's been hiding the fact from Mallory that he is in charge of the paranormal police, the Ombudsman thing. So he tells her not only do vampires exist, but there's also shapeshifters and nymphs and fairies and witches and a whole slew of other that exist. But Merritt is mad. She's mad that her life has been destroyed in her eyes. She's very, very angry. The college kicks her out because she's no longer human. And she gets a death threat, a rock thrown in through a window with a special message. Read the book to get the message. And so she goes charging over to Cadigan House. There are 3 houses: Cadigan, Navarre, and Gray. And then there's the Rogues. And she goes storming over the Cadigan House, goes right up to the leader, and challenges him. And the whole place is like, "What? You can't challenge him. He's your liege lord," and all that stuff. And we just went through that with Cerulean. And so he takes her down to the gym, and his minions are like, "What? You're gonna let her get away with that? No way! You can't let her get away with that. She's not even sworn in yet. She's only been a vampire for 2 days. You can't let her get away with this stuff." He takes her down to the gym, and she does okay. It's he kind of lets her win. So then, it's discovered that Jennifer Porter, who looks a lot like Merritt, was killed 3 days prior to Merritt. So it sounds like there's a serial killer. And then after she meets with her grandfather, because her grandfather's telling her all this information, Ethan shows up. He's the head vampire, the guy that she challenged, and accuses her of being a spy because she went to her grandfather's. She's like, "Look, I've been a vampire for 2 days now, and he's my grandfather. I went to see him. He's family. I'm not a spy." Like, she doesn't even know anything yet. And he's like, "Oh." And they have this physical, sexual, electrical attraction. And they both ignore it. So then, Merritt gets friendly with her and her friends get these notices put on their car. Hey, come to this bar, disco, dance place. So they go, and it turns out it's owned by another group of vampires. And they don't like her kind in their bar, but she was set up. They wanted to meet her and check her out. So when they find out, quote unquote, yeah, right, they knew she was there, they toss her out, and they make this big show of tossing her out. And then another girl gets murdered, Patricia Long. So there's all these murders, and then they give Merritt this book. It's a reference dictionary on the rules of being a vampire. And she's like, yeah, And then, after so many days of being a vampire, you get sworn in. You have to swear your loyalty to your liege lord. Back to cerulean sins again. She has to swear that she will obey her master, which is Ethan now. And she has to follow by the house rules, the Navarra house rules, and all that kind of stuff. And because of what happens at the ceremony, you'll have to read the book, he names her sentinel, or protector of the house. And this is the position that hasn't been held for 200 years, so it has some kind of posterity stuff to it. So then they also reveal to Mallory, her best friend, that Mallory is a witch and she has powers. And this guy Catcher, who is a sorcerer, he was thrown out. He of the like the Screen Actors Guild, one of those card things, membership things. He was thrown out because he did something. It's not revealed yet what he did. So him and Mallory become really, really good buds, and he's training Mallory on how to be a witch, and he's also training Merritt on how to fight with swords. Apparently, the vampires do swords like in the olden days. And then her grandfather, when this book starts, she's 27, but she turns 28 in this book, and her grandfather holds a birthday party, and he invites the nymphs and the shifters and other people, and the fairies, to get to meet her. So she has an inside track of all these different relationships. Then, apparently, we'll get back to this. So Merritt goes to talk to Ethan about what's going on. And she catches, she wanted to tell him about Patricia Long and some other stuff that's going on. And she set up. One of the BITCHs that doesn't like her set her up to walk in on Ethan with another lady. So she's like flabbergasted over that. So then they had a meeting later on, and Catcher suggests to Ethan that they get all the vampires together, the three houses, the leaders of the three houses, Navarro, Gray, and I forget what the other one is, and have a meeting. And he takes them up on the offer, and they go to have a meeting, and the rogue vampires show up. And they're like, we're upset that we're being left out of this situation. The rogue vampires are the ones that actually bite off the neck. These guys do the bag blood. So to find out what happens at this meeting, what happens specifically to Merritt, what she has to do, what Ethan convinces her to do, that makes her look like a little, I don't know, betrayer, although she could be a liaison kind of thing, to find out how she figures out who the real killer is, who is making all the other houses, because when the girls are killed, they're found with a necklace labeling which house they're from. So the rogue, they were believing that the rogues were pointing the finger at all these different houses, implying that they were the killers. So you have to read the book to find out how Merritt discovers who really is doing the killing. And you have to read the book to find out what Ethan convinces Merritt to do as a quote-unquote liaison between all the houses. Merritt's not too happy about it. She's not too happy about it at all. So this is book 1. There's 13 in the series, plus there's the heirs that we will get to later on. So please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. I have no special effects. It's just me reading books, talking books. And we had tornado warnings today, so please give a like and subscribe. Thank you.